For more than 20 years, Support Connection has been a lifeline to thousands of people affected by breast and ovarian cancer all across the country. Here are some of their stories in their own words.
Cancer's hard. Cancer's really hard. And it's hard when you're young, and it's hard when you're old. When I got breast cancer this time, I knew I wasn't going to be able to go to a group. But I called because people were telling me that I needed to talk to somebody besides them. Because they had never had cancer. Marlene answered the phone. She never tried to take me any place I didn't want to go. She met me where I was, which was in a very dark place. I didn't have to convince her that it was really scary. She already knew that. The compassion was a given, and the information and the connection was the lifeline. And she's amazing. She's just an amazing woman. I don't know what she looks like. I've never met her.
What would you say to Marlene if you could meet her?
There are people in your life, in my life, at points of turning, whom I will never forget. And I will never forget Marlene. I will never forget her. My heart loves her heart.
I first saw the pamphlet for Support Connection at my surgeon's office, and I squirreled it away and hid it because I was too afraid to do anything about it and was in complete denial. So when the foot strap broke on my sandal, I lost my mind and I started sobbing, and my first thought was, which doctor do I take these to? Is it going to be the surgeon or the oncologist? I realized I needed help, and I remembered the pamphlet that I had, and I went right inside and sat on my floor and called Andrea. And the second she said hello, I knew I had found the place I needed to be. Over the last 8 years, I have emailed Andrea back and forth. She has been such a lifeline to me from the very first phone call. If I hadn't found Support Connection, I would probably still be sobbing on my living room floor because I had a broken shoe.
My wife, Kathy, gathered a lot of strength from Support Connection because, as she said, the members of Support Connection had walked the walk. They knew what to expect, and in a way, because they were survivors, and they gave her strength. Kathy was a fighter herself. Support Connection was there to help her along the way in her journey. It was not easy for her. It was not easy for us. Support Connection gave her a tremendous amount of strength. It built on the strength that Kathy had naturally, and we were blessed for it. Myself and my girls were part of Support Connection's family from the beginning. As soon as Kathy came here, we were part of this family. The girls enjoyed the walks. They volunteered at some of the events along the way. We donate to Support Connection because of what this organization, what Support Connection gave to Kathy and to my family. We don't forget the love and the support that was given to us during our worst moments. So I'll continue to donate as long as I'm alive. This place was a blessing for Kathy.
Robin has been there for me. Robin has become like family to us. The first conversation that I had with her, she started telling me how there were so many new advances with metastatic breast cancer and that things were going to be okay. At some point, I would be able to feel better. I would be able to start to reclaim my life again and build a new life that had this piece of breast cancer in it. That was just going to be part of my life now. Being an advocate, that has been sort of my de facto mission since I was diagnosed with breast cancer, to be as outspoken as possible about what life looks like with breast cancer. But more importantly, that life doesn't end with your diagnosis. It starts new. It's a new life. May 9th will be the 6-month anniversary of my breast cancer diagnosis. That was the day that my life shifted in ways that I wouldn't have chosen, but in ways that I'm going to own.
My mom is by far the most hopeful human being that I know. When I found out my mom was diagnosed, I was devastated and I didn't really know how to show it. I have a ton of really close friends and they did try their best to help me out, but in the end they just didn't know how to be there for me. When I was able to come here and talk to Miss Andrea, who had kids, around my age who had to see their mom go through the same thing, it was just an honor to be able to talk to her and see that she understood what I was going through, and that she, provided aid for me and comfort that, everything was going to be all right, even though I thought it wasn't going to be. Miss Andrea was just one of the brightest lights that I've ever met in my life, and she was able to really change it from that point on. Support Connection provided me with the hope that I couldn't provide myself. And when people go through struggles these days, hope is a rarity and it runs out quickly. But here it seems like there's just an infinite amount of hope, and they're willing to supply to anyone who comes and seeks their help.
Our donors are our lifeline, so we can be a lifeline to others. Please donate today.